Hi YouTubers, I'm going to show you today how I'm going to turn my front wheel off the YZ80H into something that looks like the rear wheel that I've just completed. Took about a day to do just with hand tools, so I'll show you what I did to get started. So some of the tools I got is a grinder with a flat disc, just a low grit, wire wheel just to clean up some of the crud inside between the spokes, and then I've just got a buffing wheel and then a final buffing wheel. So I'll get started with a wire wheel with a flapper disc, and I'll look for any of the large scratches that I can't get out with sandpaper, like that one there. Give it a little skin. Keep going around to find any more. It's not too bad. They're looking at the sandpaper. That seems to be the only one on that side. Then I'll end up flipping it over. But the next step on that is to grab some 240 wet and dry sandpaper, and then we get it all wet first, and just start going around until you can't see any more large scratches. So I'll go get some water, I'll sit here and I'll keep doing that all the way around. So the reason why I'm doing it now is keep the spokes on. I can get 80% of the area cleaned up and sanded before I take the spokes out. So, and while it's on the wheel, it's easy to turn around like so. So I'll start with the 240 grit, and I'll get back to you and show you what it looks like when it's finished. So I've been wet and drying it with the 240 grit. It's been going up and down and around. So I've got all the big scratches out now. As you can see, it's starting to get a bit shinier as I go around. Next I'll give that a clean off and get out the 400 grit and start again. So now I've been working the wheel with the 400 grit. Keep going round and round, and it's getting shinier and shinier. It's trying to go up in grit. So just do one last round, and then I'll go to an 800. There's only one side still, so that's where the other side. And then eventually take the spokes out, so I'll just give that a wash and then do the 800 grit and then show you what that looks like. And so now I've just done the 800 grit. I'm not going to show you how to sand it with the 800, it's the same as the other sizes. Just giving that a wipe now, but you can start to see the LEs starting to look really shiny. Once I get on to the next size up, should start to see some of the spokes reflect back. Then the last one will be the polish and the wheel to buff it up. So I'll just put the phone down and get the next size up and do the 1500, and then show you what it looks like after that. Alright, so I've finished sanding one side now at the 1500 grit. You can't quite see the spokes reflecting off, but it's shiny enough. It means once the polishers get on it, it'll do the rest. So I'm just going to get the drill and polish set up, and then start giving that a buff while it's on the wheel. Then I can go both ways, and I'll show you how it looks like after that. So this is how I like to polish up the wheel with the drill while it's spinning like that. Got the polish, which is a blue one, put some on the wheel, and then just bring it up and start bring it on the edge. And try not to get too much pressure so it doesn't burn the aluminium. Let's give it enough pressure so it actually feels like it's cleaning it. Just keep doing that. Get harder by one hand. I'll show you the difference it's made already though. It's just going around a little bit, so just slow it down. You can see it's starting to get the shine on it. Still going to need some heavy cutting, so I'll just put the phone down and give that a go, and then I'll show you what it's like after I finish that. So I've just been finishing one side on the edge with this buffer wheel. Just going round and round again. A bit hard one-handed, but you can see there how fine it is. Just slow down. That's how one side looks. I'll get more inside the middle once I get all the spokes out, but now I'll turn the rim over and repeat the process from 240 to 400, 800, 1500 grit, and then give it a polish and then pull the spokes out. So keep watching. Okay, so here's the trick to get the spokes off. So I've got these ones here, they're on the outer, and the ones underneath they're the inners. So we start by taking off all the outers on one side, and then we take off all the outers on the other side. The best thing to do is grab yourself one of these tools and just start cracking the spokes and turning them. And before I started, I went around and put a bit of RP7 WD-40 on all the holes so that they're not binding up. So I'm just going to sit here and work my way around, all the way around, take one side off and then flip it over and do the other side. So you need to take all the outers off first because the inner ones are underneath there and there's not enough room to bring them up through the loop. So you have to do them last. So bear with me, I'll show you what it looks like after the outer layers have been removed. So I've just finished removing all the outers. So I'm just about to start the inners. So I'm just going to go around and undo all the nuts from the inside so they're all loose. Just take them all out. It's easier to leave all the spokes on the centre, undo all the nuts and then pull the rim off. I might show you that when I get to that stage, because the spokes here, they need to bend back down so they're going to hit the other side. So it's better to put all them in and then turn them around and put them in the holes. So I'll show you that in a minute. That'll be the next step. So now I got it to this stage, it's easier to put in the vise to do the last bit and take all the nuts out so that the rim's got something to sit on. So I'll just take that off. So the only part left now is to start taking all these out. So I'll just sit here and straighten most of them up because they just go up and out. So this one, just thread it up, pop it out, work my way around, pop it out, and then putting it back together is just the same but in reverse. So I'll just let them drop through there, is easier. Keep going around. It's stuck. So it's getting stuck on that one, so that's why you can't put them on separately when the rim is on. So I'm going to do it all individually when the rim's off. So I'll just keep going with that. So once I've got all those off, I'll take the bearings out and get the hub painted. Alright, so up to the last stage of putting the wheel back together. I've got the hub painted and I've just spent the last hour finishing off polishing the rim. So I've just separated all the spokes into inners and outers, so you've got a just almost 90 degrees, which is on the outer, which sort of goes like that and out. Then you've also got a spoke that's got about a 45 degree, which is basically an inner, so it's got that angle which goes down to the rim. So I've still got a few marks left on the hub, as you can see here, so every second one there'll be a spoke going that way, and then on the outside it'll be every fourth hole that I'll have to line up. So I've got to thread all the inners in first, otherwise I won't be able to put the outers on. So I'll put the hub onto the vise and put all the spokes on, and then I'll bring it back inside the rim and then start putting all the nuts on. So I'll just put the phone down and get that ready now. Okay, the hub's got one set of center spokes on. I'm just finishing putting the tops in. So previously I just turned the hub up the other way, dropped them all like that and held them in. So I've just got all the ones facing outwards for now, otherwise they get in the way of each other when you try to face them in different directions. Alright, so now I've got all the center spokes on, so I can take it off the vise now and transfer it over to here. So I'll just get to the next steps for you and then show you how that's done to put all the nuts on. So now that I've put the hub back in, I've put all the top spokes facing anti-clockwise, and then all the bottom spokes facing clockwise. So from then, grab the bottom spokes, find the first eyelet that's facing the right direction, and then it's every fourth one. I'll just go around and line them up, so put that there, and then screw that into that. I'll just keep working my way to every fourth one, like so, in that direction. Then once I've done that, I'll pull that around and then do every fourth one on that same direction, coming back around. And as you can see, alright, so we're just putting all the bottom inners on, so it's every fourth one. Poke the nut through and just give it a few turns just to get it on the spoke. So the next fourth one, a few turns. Next one. Alright, so that's all the bottom ones, and then the next one we'll start is the top ones, so that looks like it lines up with that one. And just go around and put all them on. Set it up to start with. Doesn't take long to actually put the spokes on. Go around. There's got a few more of these to go. If you do the nuts up too tight, you won't be able to turn the rim around, or turn the rim much to be able to do adjustments. Just bring that around. Maybe get that stuck there. Better. So get that on now. Keep working my way around. I took photos before I started, so you got something to copy, and once I get all the spokes in, then I'll put it on the forks to get the centre, because it can still move left to right. So that's all the inners done. So just got to turn the camera off, because now I'll put it back on the vise and get it ready to put the outers on. So this is where the outers take a while now. The reason why you put the inners in first, because the outers, as you find the gap to bring them through, and then it folds over like that. So you've got to go through, work your way around, put them all in. As once again, it's a bit hard one-handed, so I'm just going to put the phone down and go around and put them all in, and then I'll turn it over and do the other side. So I've threaded all the outers on the bottom in. I'm just doing the top ones now, so don't make a rookie mistake and put all the bottom spokes in, because they'll get in the way when you're threading the top ones through. So I've just been just poking them through, just feeding it around each other, and then just hanging it down like that, and then just going to the next one, finding the right spot to come up. So there. So I've just got a few more of those to go, and then I'll just face them all the right way and start lacing them in. Alright, so we're just going to put the last spokes in on the outers. So these ones go the opposite direction of the ones on the inners, so I'll just turn them all around till they drop in. They pretty well line up with the spoke holes as you do that. So I'll just start working around, put the nuts on. And then lastly, it's just getting it all tightened evenly. Yes, I'm wearing my work clothes at the moment, just out in the shed. So that's all the way around. I'm just going to adjust all the nuts so it's got the same amount of thread sticking out of each one. That should actually, by doing this, will centre the rim to the hub. So you work out where it's tight. Push it that way. Turn it over on that bearing. Now, 2 more to go. a never-ending story. A bit tight, fella. Tight now. The spin, so it's not too bad. Seems to be lined up nicely. So this is where a bit of alignment comes into practice now, which I haven't done before, but it's just a matter of, you can see where the spokes go down. If you want to bring it this way, it's a matter of just turning that out, so that'll go that way. It'll take this drain off, and by tightening these ones it'll pull it that way. So it's just a matter of working out where the high or low spots are, and then tightening loose things until it's all done. So for now, that's what it looks like. So I'm pretty happy with that. Thanks for watching.